Yeah, bro. Look at this old man on the phone. Look at the old man on the phone with his brown tracksuit top. You know, old people love wear brown. Anyway, don't try putting the James Bond look. You know when you know when the left eyebrow come up. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Sunday's rescheduled edition because we had, um, you know, prior engagements yesterday, family engagements. We
Big
had
up, Danny Wright.
Danny Wright. Congratulations to you and your newly or your new wife, the
Yeah,
bride.
Mrs. Right, you know, because the fight is right.
Yeah, and I'm hearing when I was on the other side of London, at the Nine Nights, Danny Wright at his wedding, said, "Dream it, believe it, become it." So that was powerful. When you phoned me, or I phoned you, and as I phoned you, he was saying it at
Yep.
that very moment. And again, the energy don't lie. And big up Danny. I embraced him and his new wife, and I'm happy for them. I'm very, very happy for them. Very, very happy for them. But anyway, let us start this evening's show in those magical words. Dream it, believe it, become it.
Come on down, come on down, come on down. You know what? Grateful for today because we should have Maxi Hughes on in about 10 minutes, and we should have the juggernaut Joe Joyce.
No,
You
no,
know
no,
what I
no,
mean?
no. His name is not the Juggernaut.
I
His
know. I
name
want
is
you to correct me, Tunde. That's why I called him the juggernaut.
his name is now Jollof Joe.
Simple as that. And we've copyrighted it, so don't try to use up that name.
Yeah, it's Jollof Joe. Jollof Joe. Who those who watched? Nah, serious. If anybody watched the watch along, and I don't know why you haven't watched the watch along, if you wasn't with us on Saturday evening, because that particular show had about 10,000 views in the first 3 hours. That watch along was so powerful. Um, so yeah, we call him Jollof Joe, the Juggernaut, and it'd be great to have him on the show. I know he must be inundated at present with interviews and requests, and but it'd be good to see the young brother with us if that is possible. Spence.
You know what? 84 Boxing just said, seen you on Sky Sports earlier doing pads, working with a young Adam Aziz. Been in the game for years. Thank you very much, 84 Boxing. Yes, as we saw Baba Tunde Ajayi. I remember when Tunde was starting to train those boys, you know, when they were just little specks. So, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, it was
Teach the child in the right way, and they will do not depart from that when they get older.
1,000,000%. Big up Country Don. Yes, Bobby Wright, bless the thing straight away. Thank you very much for your 449. Let's start it off.
You know, Bobby Wright always put money in the collection.
Fire emoji.
You know, Bobby always put money in the collection pot straight. No
Straight,
mess
no long
about.
thing. Puts it in there. You know what I mean? Very great. You know what? Like I said, for every person that jumps on the thing, I'm just showing myself, right, I'm just grateful. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button. Smash the like button. You know what? It's like what we like on two because we use channel flicking, mad, right? And that thing can get you tired. But I've got to say, while channel flicking, just
Come on. Old tight Ryan Morengo, a guy that I know he follows me on the thing, a great guy. He said, I want to see Joe Joyce versus Luke Cage next. Thank you for the €2, brother. And it's not even a joke, because I said it today. Joe Joyce is like a superhero, some modern age superhero. You know that man with cape and everything, mask.
Bro,
He's different.
listen, this, bro. Thank you very much for the €2 as well, Ryan.
Yes.
Let me tell you this now. Jollof Joe is serious.
Bro.
You know what I mean? He's serious, and he's the spicy Niger jollof rice as well. Don't get twisted, right? No disrespect, Country Don's on there. Like I'm saying, Country Don's mother made the best jollof rice, and she was neither Ghanaian or Nigerian. She was Sierra Leonean, right? Never level. God rest her soul in paradise. Love that woman. Love that woman to bits. Because the country's mama wanted to be on TV. That's the God's honest truth. So, Jollof Joe he's serious, but because I spoke to Joe yesterday, and when I spoke to him yesterday, and I also got a big up Emmanuel because I'm in the documentary that's being shown on the 26th of November. I'll give you for the premiere. I'll give it to you it's absolutely marvelous. Marva being Joel's mother, so they made a documentary on that. And the relationship between him and his mother is absolutely wicked. And I'm going to be overly biased because I'm in it, but I had to phone them, man, and say thank you, because the things that I was saying, I said the higher they give the opponents in class to Joe Joyce is the better that we're going to see Joe Joyce. And I've never seen Joe Joyce put hands like that on someone. He put hands on man, you know.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I was actually.
You want to lie to me, Tunde?
I was actually phoned by Elliot from the Boxing News today. Not phoned. He messaged me, and he asked quite nicely, would I say a few words for this week's Boxing News that's gonna come out on Joe Joyce. And the question was, how will Joe Joyce fare against the very best heavyweights in the world? And my reply was this: you're getting this fresh before it comes out in Boxing News. Hold on, old app, Snapchat takes precedent over anything.
Trust me.
Hassan Uka, he says, I want to fight Khan. Would you train me, Tunde? Well, Amir Khan has retired. So unless you're talking about some YouTube match or some charity match, I don't think that's possible, my man. I don't think that's possible. I'm not giving no man no energy right now. But yeah, I thank you for putting me in the hat to train you. Yeah, as I was saying, they asked me how would Joe Joyce fare against the very best heavyweights in the world, and my reply was Joe Joyce, Jollof Joe Joyce. God, Baba, make sure they put Jollof Joe Joyce on his current performance can challenge and beat any heavyweight in the world. His relentless work rate, strength, and power are key attributes that would pose a problem for any heavyweight over 12 3-minute rounds. Spencer, I know you would have been proud of me with that answer there.
No, salute. Because it's we're only going off what was reiterated by Jollof Joe on the weekend.
Yes.
He put hands on Joseph Parker. Like I said,
bust him up.
Jollof Joe parked up Parker neatly. Right? And the worst thing is this, you know what? And I like Joseph Parker. He's a beautiful guy. He's been on our show many a times. He's blessed the show. But you know what? The way he got beat up, Ton.
Nah, he got beat up on the next level. But listen, it's boxing. Again, what we have to realize is, and remember, is surprisingly, Joseph Parker, Mr. Joseph Parker, has been in the game for so long. He's still a young man. He's a heavyweight and he's 30 years old.
Yeah,
that's a shock to me, because when someone's been in the game and been a world champion and achieved so much so young, you just tend to think that they're older than 30 years old. So I kind of understand what he's saying now, and from the post-fight interview where he said that I'm still young. It's a learning experience, and let me just add, a painful learning experience.
Wow.
But it's true what he's saying. He can come again. Hopefully, pray to God there was no serious damage, or after.
Well, his manager had been calling out for a return with Dylan White.
Okay.
No.
Well, again, this is what makes this heavyweight division so interesting at the moment, because now we see there are so many. Hold on, Snapchat.
Wayne, he always comes with bizarre figures. Thank you so much. He says Joyce is gonna be a serious problem. Solid chin, gas for days, power and extreme pressure. If you think the pressure alone is enough to gas people out because they are on the back foot the whole fight. And that is $4 USD. I don't business if it was a quarter of that. Thank you so much for the Snapchat money. Keep it going on. Yeah, listen, JB, exactly the same thing. Joe Joyce is RoboCop and Terminator combined together with essence of George Foreman, the Mummy, and blinking Ivan Drago.
Norman Barton says he only sees Fury, Usyk, and AJ that beat Ruiz, defeating Joyce. I'm going to be honest with you. Again,
I want you to lie to us.
I know, but it's just a figure of speech. Again, as I told the Boxing News, on that current performance on Saturday night, Joe Joyce.
Oh, sorry, mate. 1 second. Oh, hello. Is that the IBO lightweight champion?
I'm trying to get on, Spencer, but my mobile data's not letting me load any internet.
You what? This is Maxi Hughes.
Click the link and it say mobile data's someone's having trouble.
Hey, Maxi, you're a world champion. You're not supposed to have mobile data problems, mate.
What did you say, mate?
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you. I can hear you straight. That's Maxi Hughes on the phone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on the show right now. Go on. What did you say, Maxi?
I'm saying, can you get the audio off this phone call so I can, be on show? Because I can't get the internet. I don't know if it's...
All right. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it the cheap way, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it the cheap way. I'm gonna FaceTime you right now. All right?
Yeah.
All right. Take care, brother.
No, but don't you need internet to FaceTime?
What?
I thought you need internet to FaceTime. I might be wrong, but I was under the impression you needed internet to do a FaceTime call.
You know what?
If you can do a FaceTime call, why can't he click on?
Leave Maxi Hughes alone.
No, but I'm just, that's what I thought. I mean, I may be wrong, but
let me see if I get him. Maybe.
Come on, bruv. Gary, I'm learning the thing. Yeah, all the runnies, I'm right. Come on now. Bruv, you ain't gonna get bruv. I don't know what kind of Spence. If he can't click onto the show, how the hell can he do FaceTime? Okay, take me back. I must say, allow it, Tunde. Bruv, just give him the audio. Just give him the audio. It's Maxi Hughes. He's the IBO world champion, but I've got to pull him up that the IBO world champion ain't got internet.
And he's got bare cash.
Yeah, bro. He ain't cashed the check from Saturday night yet.
He's from Leeds way, yeah? You can buy a house up in Leeds for £30.
Yeah, these men think they're clever. They can't bust them tricks on me. You just don't want to show his face. Bro, Maxi, just get him on the audio. That would be good enough.
That will have to do. For real. We can get Maxi on the audio.
The people know. People know what time it is. Maxi's trying to run a little ting. Come on, smash the like buttons, people.
Hey, mate.
All right, Maxi, we're just going to have to do it from here.
Good on here, mate, yeah?
Yeah, they can hear you. You can hear him loud and clear, right, Tom?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Ladies and gentlemen, live on The Fight Is Right via audio, because Maxi can't afford the bloody internet. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the one, the only, the Cinderella man, the man that continues to defy all haters, all doubters. He just keeps winning, and that is a wonderful thing for a young man who has dreams of one day fighting on a massive stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Maxi Hughes to the Fight Is Right.
Thanks again, guys, for having me on. Sorry about my technical issues.
It's called Pay Your Bills, Max. It's cool, pay your bills, Max. Don't worry, there's no technical issues. But anyway, how you feeling after Saturday night? How you feeling after Saturday night, my man?
I'm all good. I'm still on cloud nine. I've got the usual aches and pains, but it's all worth every little one of them aches and pains, you know, to come out victorious again in a fight that I was the underdog and not expected to win. It all tastes that bit sweeter when your hand gets raised. So yeah, still on cloud nine.
Maxi, what did you take from the fight exactly? Because like, you know what I mean, Josh Warren was victorious over Kid Galahad, and a lot of people didn't think that he won it, but your win was more conclusive. Did you take any tips from Josh in the build up to the fight because you're trained by his old man?
Yeah, again we approached the fight with pretty simple tactics. You know, keeping it just the good fundamentals. That was always the plan. And it was very tricky. You know, I think I'm in gym now and just spoke with Josh, and he says again, Josh had really lost his head. You know, Galahad's tactics pre-fight in terms of the mind games had got to Josh. So I knew what was coming. That was, you know, some advice that Josh gave me: do not let his pre-fight antics bother you. So yeah, I was switched on to know what was coming, and I'd mentally prepared for that, block that out. So come fight night, it was just about getting the job done, staying focused, keeping that vision. And it was still a very tough, tricky fight to keep that concentration and, you know, not getting overawed by the other tactics that it was playing in the ring. You know, the foot standing, the head, the hand in the face, and stuff like that. So it was very tough. You know, not so much physically, but you know, a mentally tough battle.
I read a little piece. It must have been a quote from you that said that, you know, he's a little cheeky bugger for hitting you. He said you've never been hit. You said you'd never been hit around the side of the ribs or something like that, and the head. He was, you know, a little bit dirty in his tactics.
Say that again, Tunde.
No, I said that I read something where you was talking about, you know, the tactics of Galahad and, you know, hitting you at the side of the ribs and the headbutts and stuff like that. And you really didn't like that kind of, you know, approach to the fight. What was it like in there having to deal with that?
Yeah, well, again, I'd expected these kind of tactics. So I think that's why I was, you know, I never lost my head, or, you know, it didn't discourage me, which I think was their intentions with those kind of tactics. So there was the foot standing, the standing on obviously a southpaw orthodox. It is a classic case where the feet do clash. You know, it's not intentional usually, but there's standing on top of the foot on purpose to try and slow your opponent and stop the movement. And there was also, what was it, round my side, under my armpit, it was a nip.
Yes.
Like, when you put your glove on, you can realise you've got a little bit of movement in the bottom of your fingers.
Yes.
So obviously, under your armpit, your lats, they're quite a standout, like a, what's the word? You know, they stick out a little bit, don't they? Your lats, especially in your boxing pose. So it's easy to like grip onto. You know, next time you put a boxing glove on, you'll realise, you think, actually, I can grab things with this. You know, so it was from round 1 to round 12. Every time we came into a clinch, instead of working at it, it was pinching and that's why the marks are on my skin as they were, and it does sting. It's almost, it stings, and obviously there was the head and the forearm and elbow in my face, which that was the one he ended up getting the point off for. But he is a good, tricky fighter. I don't know why he feels the need to employ these tactics, because he's good.
Yes.
There's no denying he's a talented, world-class fighter. He's won British, Commonwealth, European, and world titles. So I don't know why he feels it's necessary to do these kind of tricks. But yeah, I'd mentally prepared for this kind of fight and these kind of tactics. So I think mentally, obviously it wasn't a surprise when I got in there. So that's why I think I was able to deal with it and not lose composure through it.
Well, it's very admirable for you, even after the fight, to still give this man praise. But let's move forward. Let's talk about the future. Saturday night's over, and the sky's really the limit. There's so many options. I mean, the 135 weight class has to be at this present moment one of the best weight classes in boxing. You have the likes of Shakur Stevenson now moving up to the 135. Devin Haney, the undisputed champion. Javante, the Bomb Davis. Ryan Garcia. We've got to get some money in there, Maxi. We've got to.
I know. Hopefully now. Maybe before when we was in talks for them fights, maybe they never happened because I'd not got a former world champion. Maybe I was needing a name like Kid Gallard's on my record to say I have beaten a world champion, or like not a champion of 4 or 5 years ago, a champion in his last fight less than a year ago. This
yes,
champion. So maybe that's what I needed on my record. So hopefully now, when Eddie's looking at negotiating for fights, so hopefully that that now makes me more credible to these top guys, and we can get these fights made. But yeah, I believe I've earned these kind of fights now. There's nobody domestically in my division, so yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that step up, and that's what I want.
All right, Maxi, who would you like to fight? Could you say like any of the names? But is there somebody in particular in the 135-pound division that you would like to mix it with?
I would love to fight either Devin or Ryan Garcia. Either of those guys, I would love the opportunity. Obviously they're a lot younger than me. So that's why I would like to fight them.
What I would say is that
use my age and my
experience.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel you're in a great position, Maxi, and the reason being is that Javante against Shakur, Javante against Devin, Ryan against Devin. Those guys, I can't really see in any of them at this stage of their career wanting to fight each other. Not yet. And this is why I feel you're in a fantastic position, because you may be the one guy that they think, you know what? All right, the Garcia fight's down the road. The Devon fight's down the road. Let's pick that kid from the UK and let's give him a shot. So listen, my fingers are crossed for you. My toes are crossed for you. We got to get this fight. And I told you, send the 10% to the Fight Is Right, because we want some of that money, mate. We got to get that fight, mate. We got to get that fight for you, mate. You deserve it.
Yeah, again, I just now it's obviously it's in Eddie's hands. Eddie's my promoter, and he knows what I want. He knows what my position is and what I'm after. So I'll just leave it in his hands, and my manager Steffi Bull to hopefully get delivered. And it could be interesting if obviously the fight is 3 weeks away now. Devin and George Cambosos rematch.
Yes.
So if Devin wins, which I see happening, if Devin wins that and he decides he might move up, that means the belts become vacant, don't they? It's, I suppose then it's going to be a mad scramble. So Eddie being one of the top promoters in the world, hopefully he's, he can get in, and if he could get me for a vacant title against whoever, that'd be interesting. I think the highest body I'm sanctioned with is the IBF. I think I was at number 12, but hopefully beating a former IBF, albeit it was featherweight. Hopefully then the IBF will shove me up the rankings into top 10, possibly top 5, and Eddie can get in against the next highest contender, whoever that is, to get that fight.
Maxi, I want to ask you this, right? Like I tweeted the other day after your win, and you retweeted it. I would say that you're the most improved boxer on UK soil. What do you attribute that to?
Just, being dedicated, like the Floyd Mayweather was saying, I dedicate myself to my craft. I had a little break, took my wife and kids on holiday after the last fight I had with Ryan Walsh in March. We had 10 days away. I come back from that fresh and no aches, no pains, mentally refreshed, and I was back in gym. So from April up until now, I wouldn't necessarily I'd say I'd had a training camp for this fight with Galahad, because that's just how I've been living. I've been training. We kept asking Eddie when we're getting a date, and he just says, it could be soon, We never really got an answer up until, 4 weeks before the fight was actually going to happen. So that's not until then, and we're like, well, we're already fit. We've already been sparring. Let's just do a little bit more specific stuff to, tactics wise. So that's what I guess that's what I sort of put my success down to, and living the right life. It's very, very rare that I'll drink alcohol. I don't go out and binge eat. I'll have my treats every now and again, but I just live a modest life. Family man, looking after the family, and then my job now is to come and train. Whether it doesn't always have to be a hard physical graft session. It can be coming in gym and barely getting a sweat on. Just talking tactics, going through slow moves. So it's all helping you just get better and better. I believe that's just living the life.
Absolutely.
Right now, you're still in the gym right now. So did you do a little workout now? Because you only box on Saturday, but we can hear that you're in the gym right now. That's serious.
I don't sound like the gym. That sounds like little kids playing, messing up the house, running up and down. Where you right now, Maxi?
I'm a bit tired, so help my body speed up that recovery process and do a bit of stretching.
Max is in the gym right now, Tom.
You in the gym, yeah, Max?
Is what, mate?
Are you in the gym right now?
Yeah, I'm just in changing rooms now, where it's
Wow. Wow. Well, listen, all you young and even older pros out there, this is what it takes to be a champion. This man just had a massive fight on Saturday, and lo and behold, Monday he's in the gym. He's in the gym, and this is what I've always said: you gotta have a footballer's mentality being a boxer. Footballers play on Saturday. Sometimes they're back on the training ground on Sunday, getting recovered, and then boom, training starts again on Monday. So well done to you, Max. Forever an inspiration for the common man, for the man that may not look like the Floyd Mayweather or the Oscar De La Hoya, but the man who reached the top of the mountain through hard work, dedication, perseverance, and just being an all-out great guy.
Yeah. And as Danny Wright says, persistence beats resistance.
Come on.
It's an honor to say that I know the IBO lightweight champion, Maxi, the Cinderella man, Hughes. Yes. Thank you for blessing the show, Maxi. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thanks as always, guys, for your support and having me on.
Yes, absolutely. Well done, Maxi.
Take care, God bless, brother.
Speak soon, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Boom. The one and only Maxi Hughes, Great guy, deserves everything he got. A real, as Bobby Wright says, a real Rocky, real Sylvester Stallone. Man's in the gym. And I want certain guys around me to see what I go on, even though my guys know what time it is. Joe Kadua, even at this stage, was back in the gym Monday. And that's what it takes. I believe that's what it takes, talking to champions. Yes, listen, no one would begrudge a world champion to take a week off or 10 days off and then come back to the gym. But this man fought on Saturday in a nip and tuck, and he's shown that, yeah, he's back in the gym doing his stretches and everything like that. So well done to Maxi again, Spence. But on to the main event, Jollof Joe, and the discussion about Jollof Joe and how Jollof Joe is going to really, he's putting the frighteners
Bro.
in the heavyweight division. Everyone, best run for cover. Because this Jollof Joe, brother, he was after pounded yam, he was after a goosey, he was after everything on Saturday night.
Really?
A man threw 4 left hooks in his chin, and he grit his teeth and fired straight back.
He took it like it was sprinkles of rain.
What a campaigner. And I just feel that Tunde, you're a monkey and should be in a banana tree. Rel, see you later, mate. Bro, what's the matter with these brothers? Bro, and you know what, this is what I'm trying to say. And to all you people out there, a lot of people ask me, yeah, Gary, that's even a good word for him. You don't even call the man that. You have to understand that the world is polarity. You're going to get, as you says, Gary, arseholes. You're going to get arseholes. But thankfully, we are in control of our own destiny.
Yeah, exactly. Take me back. Pirate Radio Archives. Bun the little Nazi man there.
We just block him. No, you can't call man Nazi. You don't know if he's a Nazi. It just might be a dickhead. sorry.
Well, the thing is, what I'm trying to say is by the rhetoric that's being used, that I'm having.
For sure. But big
one. Jollof Joe, LOL, Tunde, best commentator in the UK. Spencer, you need to write a book. Boxing history. Your knowledge has no rivals. Big up, family. Thank you very much. And also, thank you for the £5. That means a lot, my friend. You know what I mean?
Trust me. Yeah, that's what my Marshall, you know the thing. We just laugh at them, then block them. And even we read out your comment to show you that man ain't shy out here. Sorry, I'm going into different kind of talk lingo there. We're not shy. We're not, and everybody out there, face your fears. Face your fears head on. That is what you do. You don't run behind no rock and, why are they saying bad things about me? No, you say the thing and laugh at them. And then boom, straight, they're gone. No more. We don't see them no more. So you have to come under a different alias because it's pure positivity on this show. We're only talking about the positive things, the great boxing discussion. And that's why so many people tune in, week out. But back to Jollof Joe and the performance on Saturday. Spence, run us back on that performance, because what a performance. I actually felt sorry for Joe Parker because this man tried everything. But this guy's will not be you can't stop him. You try to hit him and think, oh yeah, let me look at the punch and admire the punch. As you hit him, you get 1 straight back, maybe 4 straight back. The guy is a wrecking ball, a machine, and someone who I personally believe is gonna create havoc with the top guys. And that includes Usyk, and that includes AJ, and that includes Tyson Fury. I know Tyson Fury said, never in a million years can this guy beat me. But what I'm telling you is that I like to see it. I like to see it because, bro, that guy's on smoke.
Listen to me. Listen, Josh just left the question, and I like that question, Joe Joyce versus Frank Sanchez could prepare him for Usyk and Fury since they both have quick feet. What do you think? You know what? I rate Frank Sanchez, right? I do rate him. He's very, very good. But I'm also thinking there's something slightly missing with him.
Nah, mate. Nah, mate.
And
And let me tell you, listen,
Joe would grind him down, you know?
say again?
Joe would grind him down.
Listen, let me tell you, you lot all talking about this quick feet thing. You're forgetting that Joe does capoeira and backflips.
Tunde, I'm telling you now that Joe Joyce has got far more reserve in his tank than he's letting off.
Still, you lot are thinking that this man's feet ain't quick. All right, if his feet ain't quick, how the hell was Parker not able to get away with him from him on Saturday night?
All right.
You need to answer that question for me.
Right.
The people on here need to answer that question for me. You still under this illusion that this guy's slow, that this guy has no footwork, he's methodical. But bro, and let me tell you something. There's not many heavyweights that can move like Joseph Parker. Andy Ruiz can't move like Joseph Parker.
No way.
And let me tell you something. I've never even seen Deontay Wilder move like Joseph Parker. He's a fleet-footed, maybe not as hard as Puncher, these guys, but he's a fleet-footed individual. And Joe Joyce was able to systematically hunt him down. There was one round he came out like his jollof rice had been stolen, Spencer. He threw, man, this guy was amazing on Saturday night. Old type Monty Singh, thank you for the £10.
Thank you for the £10.
Evening, brothers. I see Joyce giving any heavyweight problems. Usyk and Fury can win on points by moving, but Joe's relentlessness is a problem for them. Keep up the great work, guys. And let me tell you something. I keep telling you, lot, The Fight is Right is the best show on the planet. Why? I'll tell you why. Because, ladies and gentlemen, on The Fight is Right, we have the one, the only. On Saturday night, he was referred to as Juggernaut, the Juggernaut. But now he is referred to as Jollof Joe. The one, the only, and where is the picture? We can't, Joe, I hope you're not in some dark room. We can't see your face.
I'm trying to sort the settings.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jollof Joe is with us on The Fight is Right. This brother's serious. Listen, any doubters of this man stopped Daniel Dubois. Now the WBA regular champion. There he is, the one and only. Hey, you know how many people are claiming Nigerian citizenships after Saturday night? Everybody say, "Ralph, Joe is a Nigerian," but obviously we know the dual heritage. But more than that, what a performance from yourself, young man, on Saturday.
Oh, thank you.
And listen, man, I was commentating. It was like we was watching the derby or something. It was a great. Listen, I'm still excited now. I've been trying to teeth all the YouTube links to get your fight. Because it was a fantastic performance. But how you feeling, Joe? Tell The Fight is Right, people.
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I'm just got back home and trying to settle in again because I've been up in Manchester in the hotel and that. So just bring myself back down to reality. And I've got different things after media obligations now. Yeah. So it's good. I got the.
You know what I love about you the most, Joe? You are such a humble brother, and nobody can begrudge you anything. Sometimes I even get mad in press conference when I hear you talking. I'm like, bruv, jazz up the thing, man. Let's give him something.
Yeah, I know. I'm learning. I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can.
Bro,
you stay how you are.
Yeah, do not change because you are properly letting your fists do the talking. I want to go back to round 5 because I spoke to Joe yesterday, Joe and his mom, and to everybody, get ready for the fantastic documentary on Absolutely Marvelous. It's on Joe's relationship with his beloved mother Marvel. And I'm telling you this now, and I'm saying it's a wicked documentary, not just because I'm in it, but I'm just saying it's a fantastic documentary. Massive big up to the guys at Buff. Massive big up to Emmanuel who made it. But Joe, round 5, I see you back up Joseph Parker, and I see you go downstairs to the body, right? Like nobody's business. You had him on the ropes. You went like you threw a 5-punch combination on downstairs in his ribs, like hard shots. Yes. I know.
Just tickles.
That's what you practice on the bag.
Yeah. Well, I practice on the pads as well. Well, actually, this is like the biomechanics and stuff I've been working with Salas, like actually on the bag. Yeah, we was doing some drills and stuff and movements like for warm up that kind of imitates that, and then doing that also in sparring, like practicing that.
How much
elements?
How much has Salas actually? How much impact has he had on your career thus far, Joe?
Yeah, massive, because like he stripped, like when I first started in David Hayes' gym, it like all them years ago, like after I like switched over from the Olympics and that, and then he kind of like brought me back down to basics, like where do you put your feet? Okay, where do you put your hands? Okay, how do you throw a jab? Exactly how to throw a jab, how to do a right hand, how to do a hook, overhand right, and all the punches have how do you throw a shot to the body? It's like exactly how to do it, how to place your feet, how to twist your hips, everything. It's like down to a science, and that's kind of how the Cubans train. But it's not just that, because he's been all over the world and he's been in it for like 42 years, I think.
Okay.
A lot of people are now calling you the modern day George Foreman, which isn't a bad thing, by the way. We just want
I'd say the Foreman that came back, like when he was older.
We want the Foreman who got the grill sponsorship, because that was
I like that Foreman. made more for that than the
yeah.
175 million he got from the grills.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying this, Joe, in your style of fighting, right? This fight here, I saw changes in you. I saw changes, like you was not trying to be fan friendly, but you was being more aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? What brought out that aggression? Is it because you just?
It was a tough fight, and he was pushing me to the edge. Like it didn't look like it, but I was actually feeling it in there, because I was throwing pure punches like the whole fight, and like I was hitting him with everything I had, and he was like, if I gave it a little pause, then he'd be coming back with some quick shots.
Joe, just to cut you 1 second.
And I knew how much it meant as well, and.
Yeah, because that's in line with what all the runnings. I don't want him to say that he put his hands on. He said, Joe, how did we not see your skill and until now? So that kind of like carries on to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I started age 22, man. I haven't been at this my whole life, so it's just like I picked up things over the years. I took myself to Cuba. I had Salas and etc., which brought my skills and like GB, everything. But like, I'm not the finished package. I'm still learning. And it takes ages to really hone your skills, and you have to be learning like the correct technique as well. Makes it easier.
Absolutely. Spence?
Yeah, Joe. Let's just cut to the chase. Right, great win on the weekend, all the rest of it. Who do you want next? Because the talk is now because you're interim champion of the WBO titles. Multiple titles are being held now by Usyk. What fight would you want next?
There's some interesting fights being called out now, but yeah, Usyk is like on paper, because that's for the WBO belt, and that should be it's the interim title. That's what this whole fuss was about with Joyce and Parker, was fighting for the interim. But then I see Fury saying stuff. There's anyone in the top 5 can get it. anyone in the top 5 can get it.
Cover.
Right.
Let me just say that.
Joe, while you're here, there's questions that have been asked to the panels for the boxing news, and Tunde wrote out. He read it out earlier. I want Tunde to read that again in front of you, in your face. Read it out, Tunde.
Okay, so the boxing
I've
news.
got a pen. Taking notes.
So the boxing news phoned me today because obviously their papers coming out this week, and the question they asked me was, how will Joyce fare against the very best heavyweights in the world? It's the boxing news now, Joe. So my reply was, Joyce on his current performance can challenge and beat any heavyweight in the world. His relentless work rate, strength, and power are key attributes that would pose a problem for any heavyweight over 12 3-minute rounds.
That's good to hear. That's like massaging my ears. At last, people are realizing what I'm about.
Covered, and that's great. Self-realization. Sometimes and I can maybe I'm speaking for you, but sometimes you know something about it. When you hear other people saying what you've had in your mind, it really brings things to light. And I think after Saturday's performance, I mean, listen, it was incredible, Joe. And here on The Fight Is Right, we're not sycophants. We ain't just big it up, man. If you're rubbish, we just tell you you're rubbish. But that performance, mate.
I could take criticism as well.
You have to. If you want to, deal with things. But I don't think I'm out of turn by saying that is one of the best fights this year so far. Spence, you agree with me on that?
I'm just throwing out texts out to people right now or answering questions. Listen to me. That was a fantastic fight. It was a bit like in the beginning parts, it was like nip and tuck. I got to big up Richard Box and pitch boxing because I was doing the scoring on the fight. I had you winning, but there's certain times where it was like your relentlessness. I haven't seen relentlessness like that in a very long time. And how you cut off the ring is very good because Joseph Parker's got very quick feet. He's got quick feet. He's got very quick hands. But it was like every time that you was hitting him, it was like you were demoralizing him. And it was like there was a time where he threw like 4 left hooks at you, right?
Oh yeah, he hit me the last one.
Yeah.
I was like, right, where's he gonna stop? He said, okay, stop.
Right. But seriously, you walked through Joseph Parker like you was a laxative. It was vicious.
No, why you have to say
that was vicious, Tun. Trust me, that was vicious. Big up Dan Blake TV. He says...
Wait. No. Before that, Monty Singh, thank you for the £10. He said, congrats to Joe. Great fight. Question to Joe as a fan. Would you adopt a similar game plan against Fury and walk him down as he won't be able to impose his size on you, Joe? Once again, congratulations.
I wouldn't walk him down the same. There'd be a different game plan, completely different game plan for Fury because he's a taller man and he can switch to southpaw as well, which would be tricky. So, yeah, I'd have to, and I'd let my man Salas analyze it and then come up with a game plan, and then we're gonna go to the training camp and then work on the game plan, and then come fight night. I know what to do. Also, with the sparring as well is important. To get like similar sparring. But how do you get similar sparring for Tyson Fury?
yeah, Charles. Dan Blake TV, thank you for the £5.
Well done, Joe. Great win. Do you think Wilder would be a potential fight in the future? He's known for his knockout power. Is he a threat? I know you was out in the gym with him. I don't know if you sparred, but you was out in the gym with him in America.
No, he's a big threat, man. He's quick, he's fast, and he's got a massive right hand. Which is always a danger shot. But then at the same time, that's the thing. You go to the drawing board. Like I let Salas come up with the training plan, what my training methods are, but I kind of got a little picture in my mind what I'd have to do. I mean Fury, the second or third fight when he took it to him. That that was good. But he's learning from Malik Scott now, so he'll be a bit more tricky, a bit more skills and stuff. And like, yeah, I wouldn't like to get hit with that right hand, no matter how good my chin is, man. But
can you learn from a man that you beat though? That's what I always wonder. Like he knocked Malik Scott out. Now Malik Scott's trading him. So I'm trying to work that out.
Turn the attention. The breeze of the shot, because now I'm watching that fight and Malik Scott didn't even get hit, bro. He just went to hell with this one.
And I like the Boss Cup, Joe. That's a good one, mate. Trust me, you are definitely the boss. Let's see if we've got a few more questions here. Joe, it's such an honor and a pleasure to have you with us this evening. I don't think we're taking it for granted.
And also, Tunde, never ever doubt the black book powers, right?
Come on.
Right.
Joe's a G. 300. Listen, you got not a single scratch on your face. People saying, Joe. Yeah. Someone saying your interview with Radio Raheem 11 months ago is outstanding. Check it out. Come on. Joe was methodical that night. I think he'll be a problem for any top fighter. More or less what we've said. Parker. I mean, listen, I was saying this the other night, Joe. I was saying everyone's talking about Wilder's power. But I'm like, Wilder's power.
Land the shot. He's got to land the shot.
He's got to land the shot. But this legendary knockout power, like who is he knocked out though? I mean, I'm being like, do you think he's knocked out anyone that you couldn't knock out?
Well, okay, let's go through the list. Who's he knocked out? I mean, Fury knocked out.
You're with Jermaine Severn, and you done him bad as well.
Yeah, I was there when you done Jermaine Severn.
He got him out quicker.
Okay, he got him out quicker.
I heard from like David Tay talking about the spar they did, and he was saying, yeah, he's got some serious power. Like they've been hit like that. So yeah, he's.
It'd be an interesting fight. I just believe that I think he's gonna have to have more than a right hand against you. And just like Joseph Parker found out, when they hit you and you don't go, what's plan B?
Yeah, everyone's got a plan until they get hit until they get hit in the face, unless they're me.
Exactly. I rate Joyce highly after the Parker performance. White is the perfect next fight, if not Usyk, but I believe it's a 50-50 fight. Joe, I mean, you're in a key position, and I can't imagine you wanting to take a step back right now. You deserve a big fight. You deserve a world title fight. But if these fights were presented to you, if someone like a Dylan White was presented to you, how would you feel about that fight?
Yeah, that's a great fight. He's like, top.
I saw some ratings the other day that was David A's rating.
He's up there. He's a big draw. It'd be a good fight. Yeah.
Interesting.
How would you fight Dylan White?
That would be. I don't know. I guess it would be quite similar to Parker, but however, Chisora comes forward more.
Yeah,
and like he hits to the body well. Yeah, and he's a tough guy, man. he's a tank.
Yeah, and we got to give credit to Joe Parker because he did take.
Yeah.
I was surprised that he took so much. What was his punch?
Were they talking about having a fight in soon?
Who?
White and Parker.
Well, that's his manager. Parker's manager was talking about that afterwards. Dave was saying, he'd want to fight. That fight could be like maybe not next, but for him to come in and fight, to be back in with Dylan White. I don't rightly know what Dylan's doing right now. There's talk that Dylan's signed with Boxer and the Ben Shalom Utes. So I'm not rightly sure, but I think I tell you the very, very satisfying thing was this is like Frank Warren and Boxer worked in conjunction to make that fight happen, and that was
because you know me, I can't take it. Lakvinder Singh, with your toxic self, no one ain't charging for questions. People make contributions to the show based on their own feelings. No one's charging anyone to ask questions. So guess what? you're blocked.
What? And you like that song, man.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Try to put your negative stuff on this thing here. No, get out of here. Sorry, Spencer. You know I don't do this negative thing.
Nah. I've lost my train of thought because that was quite funny to tell you on this truth. But yeah, I'm like, I said, and like you reposted it as well, I said, Joe is a problem, bro. Because you're relentless, you're digging, it's like you're heavy-handed, you got an engine on you, and you're tricking people. Because when people see you fighting, you're fighting within yourself. I know you're tricking people. I know you got more gears inside you. You know that. That's the scary thing. I know you got more gears inside you.
Joe, how does it make you feel when people say he's slow and everything? Because I have to keep telling people, you never look slow to me on Saturday. You look so accurate. In fact, as Tony Reviews says, Joyce has the best jab in the heavyweight division. Speed does not matter when you throw so slow that fighters forget you throw the punch. And that is why Joyce never misses. It's just laughable to say that you're slow. How does it make you feel when people say these things about you, Joe?
I don't know. Maybe I've been called slow for a long time. Like I used to talk a lot slower. I'm picking up the speed now, but like in terms of my punches, some are slow, some are fast, and you think I'm not the only slow. I'm a heavyweight. Like I guess if people are like used to watching other weights, they're a lot quicker than when they watch heavyweights, and if they're not like fast heavyweights, then I guess I look slow. But
that's a good answer. But what
hit the target.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the timing as well.
Timing beats speed. One thing I noticed, I did visibly notice on Saturday night though, is that you were faster, visibly faster than previous fights. Is that something that you worked on with Salas purposely for this fight?
And it's also the the strength training I do. I do some explosive stuff as well, and then that obviously triggers the speed in the fight.
Yes. I saw you doing after the fight. I see you doing some stretches, some Jane Fonda stretches in the changing room. I'm like, God, this guy's unbelievable, bro. Is that part of the training program or what have you?
Yes. Well, as you get older as well, you need to train smarter. And like right now, I'm 30.
Yeah.
Don't like to say, but I'm getting on a bit, so I need to make sure everything in camp is like dealt with like properly, because I've been training my whole life and I know what works, and I get the best people to train me.
Excellent. Man, listen, you may have been a secret prior to this fight, but you definitely have arrived on the heavyweight scene. And I know my old mate Frankie Blue Eyes is grinning from well, Frank is smiling right now because Frank loves a heavyweight. And I saw the joy in his face on Saturday for you, and you deserve it, Joe. There's not much really, we can go on, Spence.
Yeah, Joe, I just want to know this, like, what fighters do you study? You know what I mean? Because you seem like you're a thinking man. So what fighters do you watch?
I don't actually watch that much boxing. I watch like the fights that the good fights and that, and especially if I'm there or whatever, or I'm watching it with people, then I watch. But I don't really like go back and like study. But I did early on like look at like Theodore Stevenson, obviously Ali, and like Joe Lewis. People like that. Take
and you know what? That's really not surprising to me, because I guess that's why you got a style which no one can really prepare for, because you don't really look like anyone but Joe Joyce. No, Joe Joyce.
I like it.
Come on.
But we got the copyrights on that one, mate. I just want you to know.
Joe, come on. But Joe, listen, we could just keep here looking at you all night. But suffice to say, what a guy you are. Humble, gracious in victory. You ain't lost yet, so we're not talking about no defeat. You keep winning, keep being the humble killer, monster. Bro, man was saying like you're a superhero. Today,
Right.
I'm talking to a reporter. I said, bro, Joe's a superhero. And that's what you're there, Joe. You're on the stage, you're on the platform, your team, Frank, everyone's done a great job. And you just need to just keep doing what you're doing. You know, and we look forward to the future. As I say, there's great fights ahead of you. But we want Usyk. I want you to clean up, take them 3 belts. You need that.
Yeah, for real. And like Steve Bunce was saying, because I watched back the show, because when we're doing the show, the watch along, we turn off the sound. But I've watched your fight 3 times now. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna watch.
Sometimes when I listen to the commentary, I'm like, wait, did they not see that shot? What are they talking about?
No, the fight is right.
I'm gonna send you in a second the watch along. And when you watch the watch along, you'll know that Tunde Ajayi does the best commentary in the game, and I do the best mid-round breakdowns, because the way Tunde is on fire in that. Seriously, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I need to check that out.
He talks so fast.
Nobody.
If you listen to Tunde, you'll get a heart attack, because you can't keep up with it.
Joe, I document. That's the difference between me and these guys. I document every punch. Every punch, jab, right and left uppercut, right and bro. It's people message me like, bro. It's like they're not even watching the TV. They're just listening to the commentary. So you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it, and obviously, we just can't wait to see you back in the ring. Is there any? Have we got any, dates, or have we got any inkling as to when you'll be back in the ring?
Looking like around March or something.
Oh, great. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking off the top of my head maybe before Christmas, but I think that's too soon. I need a bit of a break.
Yeah. Well, listen, look at your face. Your face is fresh, bro. It's like you even had a fight. And you ain't changed. You look the same. You're speaking the same as you were before the fight. But I'm sure it looked like a physical fight.
Yeah. I'm like, my muscles all seized up, man. I'm like, it'll take me a couple of days, but obviously, I can't imagine how Parker's feeling right now, man. So, love out to him, man. Like he's got like nursing some ribs and like.
And to finish off, we saw your mum. Your mum's been obviously a great inspiration to you, and she's always a face we see out. How's mum feeling? And she must be over the moon as well.
Yeah, she's in good spirits. Like after the hotel, we had a little get together with all the family, my dad, my brothers, and that they're all there, my uncles, and everyone was getting together, and it's a real good little party, like a little. Because mate, I had both UK anti-doping VADA, so I had to It took me a while to get out of there in the end, and then
and all they found in your blood was pounded yam and bare jollof.
What's your favorite Nigerian dish, Joe?
Yeah, jollof rice is up there, man. I like. Do you know in Nigeria where you got fresh plantain when it's still green? They cut it up, they slice it diagonally, and fry it like that. Where it's not soft. It's like crispy. I like it like that. Yeah. And the fresh peanuts.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, a fantastic human being, a great fighter, a monster in the ring. We have named him Jollof Joe Joyce. He's no longer the juggler. That's for them man there. For us, that's them man there. Us is Jollof.
And then they get the pounded yam.
And pounded yam as well.
Pounded yam.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, for the Fight is Right. Thank you very much for blessing the show with your presence this evening, Joe. We thoroughly appreciate it, and I know everyone on there does. So thank you. Enjoy your rest, and I can't wait to see you back in the ring again, sir.
Joe, thanks for blessing the show.
Love. Done it again, Spence. Bro,
I don't boast about the black book no more. You get me? But
the black book's powerful, bro.
Right.
But it's not even a black. It's gone past the black book now. It's like you have to come on this show. No. If you're anybody, you have to come on this show because you know, we're here to promote you. We're here to sing your praises. We're here to talk about, you know, we're here to give you a platform that I just don't feel that you can have that transparency with anybody else.
Come on, man. Big up John Khan. You know what time of day it is. Yes, the Black Book power is serious. Big up the Black Book. The Black Book gave even more vicious. But like I said, people tried to doubt whether he's going to come on. Nah, you won't be able to get him. You won't be able to get him. I said, no, sir. No, sir. And also, let me big up Shane Watson, who
big up Shane.
He's one of the guys, and he's a big guy now at S Jam Boxing, because I remember getting this young man work experience at Sky about 7 years ago.
Wow.
Never forgotten it. And now you see him up in the ring with Joe Joyce. He like works as one of the coordinators for S Jam, and just the love. So I've got to big up that youth, because he's a good youth, man. Very, very good youth. Very nice kid and loves boxing. So when I see kids who actually love the game, who are actually working the game, I know they're coming from a sincere standpoint. It's not a money standpoint. I reckon this kid would do everything for free because he just loves the game. But salute, because I was there when he was a little puppy. So it means a lot. When I've seen these guys' journeys, it means a lot as well. I'm so grateful that you guys tuned into the show.
You know what I love, Spence? Sorry to cut you a bit. I really love the energy of Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce. Because he's a man, he's just strictly business.
Yeah.
He ain't, and he don't, that's very, very dangerous. He's a dangerous man. Because it's like, bro, even in the press conference, he's like, I just can't wait to smash your face, mate. It's like, I can't wait to smash you in. And he just does things in a way, I think it's a good representation of how a champion should behave. You know,
Tunde, he's a gentleman.
He's a gentleman.
He's a gentleman. He's a gentleman.
Very nice young man. Very nice. You say that again?
Read Tintin's comment.
Who's comment?
Tintin's comment.
Spencer will pluck out Gandhi from his black book next. Bro, Spencer's black book's powerful. I told you, it's the John Wick book.
Trust me, for a long time, Tunde told people about it. But like I said, massive props to Joe Joyce, because like usually at this time people want to be resting, they could go on a bit funny, but I've known Joe for a hot minute, and he's just a cool guy. He hasn't changed, and I like the fact that he's a mummy's boy. I really do like that.
Yes, John Carlton, I never knew you coached that young guys coming up. Adams, as in, we laid the groundwork, bro. For real. These kids.
Big up 81, Spencer and Tunde. You guys have gone clear.
Where's that? Yeah, come on.
Fully rating the show.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, Black Book is real. You know that Black Book's real.
Come on, lads in the camp. Well done. Joe Joyce, as I said, will be a threat to any current heavyweight now. And in fact, I think you can put him in a time capsule back a few years, and I think it will give a lot of people problems. Because I tell you why, it's not just being able to put pressure on your opposition. It's being able to do it for 12 rounds, being that size.
Mm.
You know, he's a big man. When the last time I saw Joe was at the Dylan White fight. Yeah, we saw both me. We saw him in a hotel with Adam, with his manager. I think Adam's his manager. Adam Morelli. I don't know if it's just a lawyer or something like that. But he's a massive, massive guy.
A unit.
He's a massive guy, brother. And you can just imagine, bro. You know when he throws the overhand right? It's like, bro, if you could just the weight of that on your head.
You know what? After I've done it, I'm going back to watch the fight. I'm gonna watch that fight.
I'm gonna watch the fight again.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that fight. As I jump off of this show, I'm going. Yeah, Matt Carfield says Evander Holyfield was a mummy's boy also, and Lennox Lewis
Yes.
Lennox will definitely Lennox will be rolling with his mum, Miss Violet. And the maddest thing is this is like his wife's name is Violet as well, right? But
Yes.
Lennox was everything was his mum. I remember when Lennox was in camp training for Gary Mason. When he was training for Gary Mason, and while he was in camp training for Gary Mason, his mum was the one who's making all the food for everybody. You know what I mean? And I like that, you know. I like that.
Few questions here. Tunde, serious question. If you were training Parker, what would you taxes be? And what I would say is this: Andy Lee, Parker, and all of those guys, they actually gave Parker the best game plan. It just wasn't able to employ it. He done what most trainers probably would have, not probably, most trainers would have told him to try to box a move, catch him coming in with, single 1-2s or left foot, right hand. All those things were attempted by Joseph Parker. So this isn't a blame game situation. You can't use they had the best game plan. Some game plans can always be the best. They just ain't working against certain individuals. Joyce would make anyone, he will question anybody's game plan. All right. So you go out there as a trainer to your coach, to your fighter. We got to box him this fight. We got to keep moving, in and out, left, right. All right, cool. But what about when the gel of Joe starts stepping, starts coming out, hitting your body, slowing you down, busting up your face? Bro, it's what I'm trying to say. Certain game plans, they can be the best. You can have the best corner man. Some guys are just better than you.
Tunde, there's a question here by Josh, yeah, and I really do rate. Well, not even a question. It's more of a reply, right? And Josh says, does Joe Joyce's performance contradict Anthony Joshua saying he's too big for a 12-round fighter?
Yes, sir. That is a fantastic question.
Excellent question.
And again, Joe Joyce has really, really put that to, and we said it at the time. Listen, I don't want to go back to the past, but again, AJ can be forgiven for saying certain things after that fight, straight after that fight, and that's why probably he should have been held back for me. This is one of the reasons why they don't interview refs.
He should be held back.
Huh?
You think that he should have been held back?
Yeah, held back, or at least somebody around and said, "Look, louder. Let's just go, move."
When it happened,
yes,
you and my master was saying like because of the emotional,
yes,
that you have to let out.
Yeah. I'm not saying it. Yeah, I said he had to let out because that was on his mind. But what I'm trying to say is that we can't judge him for what he said. Like hardly, you understand? We can't really put no pressure on. Oh yeah, you shouldn't. He just said what was on his mind. You get what I'm saying? So at that time, he probably wasn't thinking right. So him saying, I'm a 16, 17 stone guy, I can't move, I get tired and everything like that. That ain't right. Because Joe Joyce just proved that you can.
Exactly.
Yeah, Joe Joyce just proved that you can. So
Joe Fearon says a really good question just underneath Josh. He says, well done both on getting Maxi and Jollof Joe Joyce on your channel tonight. Simply the best boxing channel. Press the likes. Now, Josh is telling you, press the likes.
Come on.
Activate those likes. Just like you have to activate your blessings, mate. Press them blessings, mate. But I'm just saying, like, boy.
That Radio Archive says, if you don't love and respect your parents, then you know there's something wrong. Unless you're not blessed and made your own path of survival, always give thanks and respect to elders. I think you're referring to AJ telling his dad to me. But listen, let me tell you something. Who is without sin cast the first stone?
1,000,000%.
We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect around here. And I don't really like when people just are judging people just off emotional actions. And let's not forget that these are young men. There's young men. There ain't no, you can't expect mid-30s or late 20-year-old men to have the wisdom of 40 and 50-year-old people. You can't. They're young. They're still on their journeys. And so we've got to be mindful how we judge people that are still young and are still growing and are still on their journey. Boxing is a serious sport at a certain level. It's at the top level. Every move that you make is scrutinized. You're under the spotlight.
Come on.
And this is why a lot of this is why they pay these guys so much, because you really have to you have to mind everything you say and do.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget, they're fighters. These are fighters. They're not no cricket players or crochet man. There, you understand? They're and so let's not be too quick to judge people. Let's just talk more about the boxing and what it is. Old tight Nebraska Osman, thank you for the £5. Usyk versus Joyce would be similar to Usyk versus AJ too. Would you agree? Usyk has great prep with both AJ fights, especially if that were to happen next. I want to answer that first.
Go on.
Usyk Joyce would not be similar to AJ Usyk too.
No way.
No way, Jose. Let me tell you something. Usyk beat Joyce in, what is that competition called?
The WSB,
amateur competition.
XYZ, whatever. It doesn't matter. He outpointed him, right? Let me just
12 rounds, 3-minute rounds. Joe Joyce coming after you. You got, and I keep saying, don't think Joe Joyce can't move his feet quick. He can. So I don't agree. It's not going to be the same as AJ. There's two different fights, two different fighters. And I just feel that Joe Joyce proved yesterday that even somebody, remember, it's cerebral pressure, mental pressure. That's what busts up Joe Parker on Saturday. No, I'm telling you, Spence, it was the mental pressure, and this guy chose so much. No matter anything he did, Joe Joyce was in his face, on his elbows, in his side ribs, in his ears, in the back of his head, in his mouth, in his jaw.
Wow, son.
Go on.
Look at this. Lennox Lewis just sent me a message, yeah?
Yes.
And I don't know if he's watching. He's on a Zoom, but he's watching the show as well, right?
Okay, come on.
And so I sent him a message saying, like, did you watch the fight? As you see there, he said, yeah, what did you think? And he's coming back saying, excellent, Joe.
You got dodgy Wi-Fi. We're just seeing a blurry phone right now.
Yeah, anyway, Lennox Lewis says, excellent, Joe's got good rhythm, brilliant future. I'm on a Zoom at the moment. So, you know what I mean? That's coming from the last undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And if you don't think Lennox Lewis is in your top 5 of all-time heavyweights, you're an idiot. So that's what's coming from Lennox Lewis, right? To know that part.
Trust me. And Lennox can move as well.
He can move.
Trust me. Alexander Wilson, thank you for the $5, sir. He said Riddick Bowe was 17.5 stone in Holyfield 2. He threw 786 punches, which is 300 more punches than what AJ threw in either of the Usyk fights.
Don't tell me about your weight. And you know why? And I'm not even banning AJ. It's the teachers who are around AJ. Right? Right? It's the teachers around him that have put him in a ceiling so he doesn't believe that he could do certain things.
Yes, mental.
Right? Because them man are them ways you are. You know, like show me your company, I'll show you who you are. So when you're around these men who have put ceilings on the thing, or you're around these men who are groupies who want to take selfies with your opponent to say that you reach where you're meant to be reaching, their energy will rub off on you. You know what I mean? They don't even have to speak it. Their aura will become your aura because that is the aura that you're intertwined with.
Yeah, but my
Paying
aura
attention.
is intertwined with your Wi-Fi service. I'll tell you that for free, mate.
Well, I don't know. Well, we might be jumping off for a long time. 'Cause I only thought he was doing an hour. My black book's done its thing. So, you know what I mean? Peace, two fingers.
Come on. Anyway, we've got to end the show. We've got 10 minutes. We've got to go to 1/2 Spence, even though it was supposed to be a
I'm
half an hour.
hungry, Karate. I've got my food.
Relax yourself, man. 10 minutes.
I tried to be disciplined and not eat my lamb chops, right? On the show, I'm Tyler Tunde coming with his little shiny white teeth, trying to say something.
Come on. We've got 10 minutes.
No, brother. I'm going to eat my food.
Listen, man. You're going to say, listen, we would be remiss if we did not talk about the interview that Tyson Fury gave after 5 p.m., claiming that the fight will no longer take place. The deadline has gone. AJ, according to Tyson Fury, is not Jay Huss. He's Jay Pussy. and that there's no fight.
Well,
So, bruv, what's going on? Again, we've been let down. Wait, before I want you to talk about it. But again, we've been led down the garden path.
Who's been led down the garden path?
Come on, man.
Who been led down exactly? You know what I mean? But look, man says it's a scam because you're dealing with a Nigerian and a traveller. So
Eddie has just said bullshit. He just spoke to Queensbury. When was this said? Go on anyway.
Yeah, what I'm saying is this, right? I don't care about the suspense because I've already said my feelings on this. Man said 491, you know, 419, right? I'm not gonna buy into this rhetoric about this fight happening or not happening. I've already said my piece on it. Everybody heard my piece. It's the same piece that's on IFL. I say week in, week out on Fight is Right, which is the best and the realest channel out there. And that's not me boasting because I'm on it with my brother from another mother, the master genius, Baba Tunde Ajayi. I'm saying it because it is what it is. Anthony Joshua, as far as I'm concerned, needs to rehabilitate. Him jumping in to fight Tyson Fury right now is not rehabilitation. Number one. Number two, it could be seeming. I'm just saying, I'm just telling you how it is. It could be seeming like they're trying to cash out on Anthony Joshua. They could be sitting there and saying like, right, you know what? If we put Anthony Joshua on this world tour, he could end up losing, right? Because we don't know where his mind's at right now, right? So he could end up losing. So rather him lose for 5 mil or a 10 mil, let him lose for a 40 or a 50 mil. Maybe it's that. Maybe they're thinking that. Because I'm saying that doesn't fill me with much confidence that you're jumping into that fight then when you're with, and Clifton Mitchell summed it up last week when he jumped on, right? That Tyson Fury can do what Usyk can do. But I'm telling you now that Tyson Fury can do more than what Usyk can do because I've seen Tyson Fury fight a whole fight twice southpaw. You ain't going to see Usyk fight a whole fight orthodox. Never. Nada. You're not seeing it. Tyson Fury is multifaceted when it comes to ring generalship. Right? So I'm saying there's no rush. Let AJ rebuild. Right? Let him rebuild. Anyone rushing AJ to go take this fight, they don't want to see the boy rebuild.
But what if he wants to take the fight?
Tunde, if he wants to take the fight, make sure you leave no stone unturned. Take the fight and give it everything you got. You know what I mean? And it's heavyweight boxing because anything can happen. Yeah. Right? But what I am saying is this. Tyson Fury knows, watching by the demeanor and the body language of Anthony Joshua, that Anthony Joshua would be going after this fight, craving for a victory because they haven't had a victory in such a long time now. So he's craving a victory that I want this victory. Tyson Fury, you know when you're watching fights, you can summarize it. Tyson Fury laughed frantically when AJ and at Usyk saying none of these men can't fight. And he means it, and that's why he's pushing for it, because maybe himself is like, oh, maybe AJ could lose, and that could mash up the money. Even though all the time you're talking about it's not about the money, but I don't think if it took before where both men were willing to fight each other, when the announcement was made nearly 2 years ago that these two were going to go and fight, and nothing didn't happen.
Hold on. Sorry, Spence. I'm hearing some mad noises in the background. It's
my boy. He's watching.
Bro, it sounds like some chicken and chips business going on in the background.
Nah, man. It's not. Go on.
Bro, all I'm hearing is sizzling. Like
it's the tap. It's the tap. He's watching that. He's just thinking.
Madness is there. Like, bro, you know, like I'm sitting there and I'm saying, hold on, what's this noise that I'm hearing? It's a powerful. Wasn't you lot? Ain't you lot on the Fighters Right saying the same things to yourself? Some sizzling, some cook shop business going on in the
brother. You know what? Like all I'm saying is this. All I'm saying, thank you, Bob Wright, for the money. Yeah. All I'm saying is this. Tyson Fury should know better than to be calling out AJ right now. Or it could have been a ploy to think, you know what? I'm always going to be fighting this man more child guy. But let me just fool up the public and thinking, because when the fight was first announced, when it was first announced 2.5 years ago, when it was first announced, and loads of things couldn't happen, disagreement that happened, and the fight didn't happen. Then he come again and said the fight was happening, didn't happen. Now, why all of a sudden do you think like you could give a man some 2-week notice and say, right, you better sign the contract, and it's going to happen just like that? No, brother. I don't think the fight was going to happen. I don't want the fight to happen, more so, but I don't think the fight was going to happen to.
Spencer, the people said you're frying up the lamb, and BG London said corned beef and rice is getting cooked down in the yard.
Man can put the MasterChef with Chris Eubank Senior on it.
Old type Nebraska, nah, mate, I ain't forgetting you. Just a little reminder. He says, has he really fired Robert Garcia? Spence, could you answer that?
Listen, I'm just telling the whole truth. Robert Garcia, after saying the things that he said after AJ came out second best for the second time, why would AJ want him around him anyway? Go on. After the things that Robert Garcia said about AJ,
yes,
right? And he reiterated what I was saying as well, so I know he's biting up my lyrics, right? Why would you think that AJ would have him around anyway? Number one. Number two, I heard that Robert Garcia, even though when he's called into camp, did not have no direct contact with Anthony Joshua. What kind of madness is that? You know what I mean? So I know these things there. I know this little maneuvering and I know these tricks, bro.
Leah O makes a great point. She says, is this not the same playbook Fury uses AJ's name to hype up his next fight? I don't know how he gets away with it. At this stage, Eddie needs to stop entertaining. Great
Listen,
point.
Man. Listen, I've seen this thing many a time before. Remember when there was talking before about the Fury Joshua, and Bob Arum done some little sneaky move and twist him up, and then got Tyson Fury to had to defend the title back against Wilder, and I said that, bro, that man played Eddie Hearn like Sega Mega Drive, like he was Sonic the Hedgehog. And Eddie Earn was hurt by it. Like, oh, remember that? I heard Spencer Fearon say, you're damn right. I said, I'm not taking it back because they did play. You know what I mean? And it's like they're doing the same playbook again. And Leah O was absolutely right. She knows the thing.
Interesting point. Yeah. Take Me Back, Pirate Radio Archives agrees with Leah. Games You Love says AJ is irrelevant without Fury saying his name. Man's got no belts.
No. He's still the cash cow in heavyweight boxing. So you want to say he's still the cash cow of heavyweight boxing.
Mm.
Let's call it as it is. No one don't sell like Anthony Joshua.
Instead of coming for Robert Garcia, we need to get rid of the angel in disguise. Fernandez needs to go. Well, I've got no comment about that.
No, man, no.
Fury has tweeted, said, no,
I'm not entertaining that.
I'll be honest with you. Me, I don't like disrespecting other trainers because
listen to me. I'm not listen, brother. Please, yeah. I'm not disrespecting Angel Fernandez because he's worked hard to get in his position.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He must have done something to get in his position. He's in his position. Now, if I'm sitting down and I'm analyzing certain things and certain things don't add up to me and I'm speaking about it, then I'm speaking about it. And you can, bro, I'm telling you this now. When God's for you, no one else can be against you, bro. That's what I'm saying on the case.
England winning 3-2 if anyone's interested. Just giving you the updates on the score. Thank you, Bobby Wright, for that little update. 3-2 to the UK. England.
Right.
Winning.
Thank you very much.
For Awusu says Anthony Joshua versus Efe Ajagba in Nigeria. That would be a great fight. And a kind of like a homecoming, a good, a good fight, AJ.
I really want to see that fight too.
It's a good fight.
It is a good fight, but I'm not for that fight. I want Anthony Joshua and the Jaguar to speak like how Canelo was speaking the other day. No.
Very good point. Very good point. Yeah, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
Exactly.
Fury didn't just offer AJ 40%. They know Joshua deserves 45% and will carry the pay-per-view, and that's facts. Well, Sammy, I don't think that is facts because it has been it's public knowledge that everyone is on ball with the percentage.
Yeah,
everyone's happy with the percentage. Whether you think he's worth 45% is really neither here nor there. Both fighters have agreed to the percentage cut. That's what we were led to believe, or that's what we've been told, and so maybe it is, which is something I kept on hearing both Frank and Eddie talk about, is the broadcaster situation. And that can't be rushed. I don't see how Tyson Fury can give the broadcasters and anyone really, when we're dealing with millions and millions and millions of pounds, a deadline. Fighters, you can't give man deadline. You remember you got one belt. Usys's got 3 belts. Usys's got 3 belts. So anyone should be given deadlines at this present time. I think Usyk should be given deadlines. But I think it's been a bit unreasonable. Because it's a big fight. It's a fight everybody wants to see. And I would have hoped that the broadcasters could get over this. But I just feel that nobody is going to be rushed into signing any piece of paper when one side believes the paperwork is not right. And so maybe Tyson could have been a bit more lenient and said, listen, all right, I know we've already had 10 days. I'm going to give you an extra 7 days or extra 3 days. You can't just be putting a gun to everyone's head and saying, if you don't sign this by Monday, the fight done. Nah, man, that's you're robbing the fans again of this fight just because. Supposing now you've told everyone you're going to fight Manuel Charr, then Manuel Charr broke out with an injury. Then what then? But you're messing around, man. Let the fight give let the lawyers do it. And that I agree with AJ. That's why you hire lawyers, and let them do their work. And we all know, those of us who do in business know that it's never as simple as just saying, all right, here's a piece of paper, sign it.
Sorry, Tim. Also, change the news, change the topic a little bit.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's my boy's name? Josh Taylor.
It's 10 days. Go on. It's not weeks. Not weeks. And it's a piece. Bruv, you man are going like it's some £10 fight.
Come on. It's got to be
big money.
Thank you.
Big money.
How long did the negotiations between Dylan White, who was the number 1 challenger for the WBC title, and Tyson Fury happen?
Come on.
It took forever. So spare me. Yeah. What I'm saying is Josh Taylor has left Ben Davison.
Hey.
He's left him. So if you guys didn't know, yep, he's left him.
Hey.
He's left him. He's gone to the Smith trainer. What's his the guy from Rotunda, from the Rotunda gym, McNeely, something like that.
Smiths.
Yeah, he trains the Smiths.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's left. He's gone.
Anyway, Mayweather versus Deji, November the 12th. Floyd is just rubbing man clean.
He's not. He's earned the right to do so.
No, but he's telling man he's robbing the bank. It's not. These are not my words. These are Floyd Mayweather's words. He said, He said, why are you worried about me? I'm robbing the bank. It's my business. You stay at my business. I'm robbing the bank, and he's blatantly robbing the bank. He busts up the man in Japan. But you know what? The man in Japan, who's a street fighter, supposedly, was trying to take Floyd out. That 1.5 round, he was trying to take Floyd out. And Floyd said, cool. Oh, this lead right hand with power. And the fight was over. And even Deji best mind. Because if Floyd is in a spiteful mood,
you're free paper banner. You're free paper banner.
It's not going to be an exhibition. But who would have thought 5 years ago, the brother of KSI would be fighting a Hall of Famer, Floyd Mayweather? Bro, it's a mad thing.
It is a mad thing, but you know what? Bless all them man there, because they had to be on a certain thing for it to happen. You know what I mean? And that's, you know what I mean? And that is that.
Bless them. They are living a movie right now.
Trust me on that. Yes, Francisco, big up yourself. Yep, you gave me the name Worldwide Spence. What do you think? Yeah.
Speaking those facts, I think.
Yeah.
Worldwide Spence and the Professor Tunde speaking those facts. Old type Francisco, thank you, sir.
Listen,
Listen,
Francisco. And you know what, rude boy, I'm going to eat my food now.
Yeah. I was just about to say, bear in mind, this is not a Sunday. We have started a working week and we have got work tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. I mean, we can go on. We can absolutely go on for a long time on this show.
We can. But the Black Powers have done its thing.
It's a rescheduled show, so we had to give you something. It's been a pleasure having Joyce on tonight. The Cinderella man, Maxi Hughes. It's just great. The channel continues to grow from strength to strength. Spencer, his black book is phenomenal. Bro, my man has got everyone's number in that book. And keep that book to yourself, mate, because that's gold. Ladies and gentlemen, we end. Oh, let me just say thank you to a few people that's been on here. Mac1, Big Up, Yemi, My Mastery, Strategist, all the Ronnies, Josh, Tintin, Take Me Back Pirate Radio, Tamaz, Charlie Torres, Bobby Wright, Balfour, Owusu, Damian Charles, Tartan 360, Moseman Mosley, Zachariah Khan, Sami Ali, Tai Chi Chu, what's up? Philip Ansa, come on, Balfour. We know Leah O, names I don't even need to look twice. Leah O, Coco, come on, BG London, Skyliner, the editor, Tusif, Patel. The list goes on and on, as Floyd Mayweather would say. But for tonight, we end as we started with those magical words. Dream it, believe it, become it.
Come on down. Thank you, every single person, for jumping on. Thank you for all the Snapchat money. Thank you for everything today. But a massive thank you to the IBO lightweight champion of the whole wide world in Maxi Hughes for always trying to love his Maxi good people. And to Jollof Joe Joy. Peace, health, and positivity. Bless up my sister from another Mr. My Mastery. 2 fingers and we out.